biggest and most prestigious event on the ballroom and Latin American circuit is the annual Blackpool Dance Festival. Over a period of 7 days, more than 2,000 couples compete for 14 of the most sought-after titles.
This year, a small pocket of South African supporters waved a rainbow-colored flag high with pride as our couples danced to new heights.
To anyone involved in dance sport, the greatest championships are not the World Championships, but rather those held in the seaside resort city of Blackpool in England every year in the spring. Unlike the World Championships, which are restricted to just 2 couples a country, the British Open Championships are open to everyone, and so the world comes here. The venue for this prestigious event is the Emperor's Ballroom inside the Blackpool Winter Gardens. The couples have only 1.5 minutes to be judged per dance, so they really have to be on their toes. Dance instructor Mark Dooley explains just how difficult it is to be noticed by the judges.
That they've got to dance against plus minus 20 to 24 couples at a time on a floor that's the size of a soccer field with 11 judges standing around the floor. It's very difficult for those judges to see the individual couples, so you've got to dance a bit differently. You've got to put a little bit extra show in. Your rhythm must come through.
2 young performers from Gauteng, Samantha Viana and Ryan Hammond, danced their way through from the 4th round of the under-21 youth Latin category. This meant they'd reached the last 48 out of over 350 couples.
We went overseas 3 weeks before Blackpool and we stayed in London. We had lessons and we practiced every night just to get into the vibe and see all the other couples practicing there, and there's a lot of professional couples that practice at a place called Semele, and yeah, it just gets your mind sucked up and gets you into the vibe of things.
So dedication is the name of the game. Grant Simpson and Hayley Hammond of Pretoria also reached the 4th round in the same event.
It takes a lot of practice. It's taken us 7 years to really get to know each other really well and to understand the way each other's minds work. At first we didn't get along as well as we do now. Obviously we used to fight like a cat and dog.
And there was a 3rd South African couple in the last 48 of the Youth Latin section. Quintus Janssen and dancing partner Nadia Hussein from Johannesburg. They've been together 3 years and are determined to get to the top of the world.
We understand what we want out of dancing, and you kind of force yourself to tolerate each other and to work towards that common goal of becoming world champions.
But the local couple who really turned heads by reaching the semi-finals and 8th place overall in the Youth Latin American section were Motshigetsi Mabuse and Kutso Kunal. So, what's their secret?
The most important thing is, like, we look at tapes from overseas. Some of the tapes we've got here at home, and check on the tapes and see what's recently happening down there, and, you know, update ourselves with the whole thing, you know, because we really need to see that, because every time, actually, especially Latin American, keeps on changing every year. The standard goes up and the style, so you have to be in track with it all the time.
They've only been dancing together for 2 years, and this was their 1st year at Blackpool. It's unheard of for newcomers to make it through to the final rounds. So how did it feel?
The adrenaline was flowing like never before, and the thing is that we never really expected to go further more to the next round, like the 12th and the 24th, because nobody really expected us to go there.
But like when we were standing, there was a whole group of dancers. So we all standing there, and every time they call somebody's number, you hear yes, and then you just wait there 100 and 100 and then they go 1868, and then you go, we made it.
Really.
But the biggest South African success story of the championships came in the amateur Latin final, which was won by Michael Wentink from Johannesburg and his Lithuanian-born dance partner, Beata.
I think to prepare for a competition of this caliber, and you need more than just working on your dancing. We do a lot of fitness at the gym. Stamina, of course, in a competition like this, we have so many rounds, plays a big role in your overall performance, especially in the final. Of course, you're working on your dancing and the technique, and all those things, of course, make a big difference. Your costume, the image you try to project. But I think it's a combination of many different things that gives you the overall package.
The first time in 73 years for a South African win in this event.
They need exposure because of the numbers that are in these international competitions. The more they're seen on the floor, the better it's going to be for them. And obviously the experience they get, you can't buy experience. You have to go in it to find out for yourself.
And if South African dancers are doing so well here at the biggest and best ballroom festival in the world, we can't wait to see how they'll do at the 1998 World Championships, which will be held at Sun City in September this year.
From start